We have come to Australia for only one reason, and that is to try out the best Indian food, which many would say can only be found here in Australia. But as an American traveler who literally goes to India all the time, I want to find out if the Indian food in Australia is actually better than the one in India. And I'm going to eat the best Indian food in every single Australian city possible, beginning with this one. Because our first stop for the video is Brisbane, home to over 50,000 Indians, according to the most recent numbers. But there's only one word to describe the food in Brisbane, and that is remarkable. But the one we're checking out today happens to be one of the most popular in town. Now, it may just look like a typical eatery, but the lunch was literally less than $10 made. And the one I'm trying out is the vegetable bean curry, costing $11.25. Just look at this, bro. The portion is literally massive, and they call this the small portion. Can you believe it, man? Now, right off the bat, it didn't taste as thick as the ones I had in India, and it's also a bit sweeter, kind of like a mix between desserts and curry. It tastes amazing, don't get me wrong, but it is different, although I did see many of the locals coming in mostly for takeaway, so maybe it's supposed to be different to fit the local Aussie's flavor. And just the size of that thing totally took me by surprise. I mean, the day was literally over by the time I finished and walked out, so I definitely recommend it if it's not too far away from you. But next up, we're heading to Sunshine Coast, home to about 2,000 Indians, based on what I can find. You might know this place as being the most beautiful hidden gem in all of Australia, where you'll swim in the ocean, relax on the beach, and fill yourself up with the tastiest cuisine Australia has to offer. But who needs that when you can find possibly the best Indian food in the state of Queensland, which is exactly what we're checking out. As I was totally surprised that when I went in there at around 3 p.m. to find out that I was the only customer, and all the curry you see are non-veg. So if y'all want some veg, it would need to be specially prepared. Oh, I like the sound of that. The veg thali with rice, curry, and garlic naan cost me $14.99, which is quite different than all the thali you will see in India, where you get a lot more tiny bowls of vegetables, etc. There is definitely some butter on the garlic naan, but I wasn't expecting it to be this good, since it only came as the side appetizer for the curry. Now, does it taste like the ones in India? Well, probably not. It's a bit sweet and just like the one in Brisbane, even though they said it's supposed to be spicy. But overall, it is so incredibly good, and I'm so glad that ever since I sat down next to the window and began to devour the food like so who hasn't eaten anything in days. Many local Aussies also went in and got curious, but this eating isn't really that good. But up next is where we literally had to fly all the way across Australia to the beautiful city of Perth, home to over 73,000 Indians, which is even more than Brisbane. But it's actually the hardest to find an Indian restaurant for reasons I can't even imagine. This is all I could find: a vegetable curry and rice combo costing $7.80. Y'all know how Aussies love to say that when a food is imported into Australia, the taste remains as authentic as possible. But eating out in a few different restaurants in the video, I'm beginning to notice that, hey, maybe you did change the flavor, cause it's still different than the ones you will find in India. But let's see if the next city in Australia can change our mind. Because the next one is going to be the craziest one: Melbourne, Australia, home to over 240,000 Indians, being the fastest growing demographic. And that means about 1 in every 20 people y'all see would be of Indian descent. If they can't have authentic Indian food, then we will all be beyond disappointed. Maybe even more disappointed than missing all the videos on this channel. So come on, bro, hit the sub before it's too late. And for that, I picked the highest rated one on Google Maps. Wait, this is Nepali food? Gosh dang it, I already drank their water. It's too late to leave now. Might as well check out the vegetable fried Momo. If y'all don't know what it is, it's basically a dumpling with meat or vegetables on the inside, costing $15.95. And it is definitely way larger than your typical Momo in Nepal. Like, this was the one I had at the capital city of Nepal, and this is the one in Melbourne, bro. What is up with food restaurants in Australia with their crazy massive portion. The outside of the Momo was actually hard. Like when they say it is fried Momo, they legit fry it like crazy. And the spice really kicks in after like 4 to 5 of them. Even if you're good with spicy food, y'all would probably still need water to cool it down. Now the taste is unlike anything I've had, but it was definitely good. I will put it in as the top 2 on the list. So I guess you guys ain't kidding when you call Melbourne the best city for food. But before the next city, I want to check out the Indian supermarket food. Some of you like it, some of you say it's worse than rubbish. And I just want to be fair and give it a go. $8 and y'all can get one of those. Rip away the cover, heat it up nice and warm, and ready to go down the belly. The vegetable curry really didn't taste like curry. It's more like the food on an airplane, where you don't know what you're eating at all. And why is it so sweet when it says spicy on the cover? The chicken biryani, on the other hand, it's more like Italian food than Indian biryani. But there's enough vegetables, so I guess that's a good thing. Unless you want the chicken part of the chicken biryani, then you're lucky to find even a few of them. I assume they're made with a local Aussie customer base in mind, rather than someone looking for the authentic Indian taste. And it is less than half of what you would pay to eat in a restaurant. So it is what it is, I guess. But up next, this is where it gets insane. Because Tasmania is probably the lost place in Australia, y'all will go to find the best Indian food. The city of Launceston is home to only about 1,000 Indians. I didn't even know it was possible to find Indian food all the way out here. But mango lassi is such a critical part of Indian cuisine. Y'all either have masala dosa or lassi, that's it. I got this one for about $5, and it actually tastes like genuine yogurt, which is the opposite of the great majority of mango lassi in India, tasting more mango than actual yogurt, to the point y'all almost forgot lassi is supposed to have yogurt. The $5 is totally worth it, 10 out of 10. Next up, and this has to be the fanciest Indian restaurant in the video so far. It was massive. Y'all can probably celebrate a wedding here. And it was apparently extremely popular among the local Aussies, since I got recommended here again and again. But can y'all believe this massive biryani is only for one person? It's even bigger than the biggest ones I saw in India, costing me about $18.90, which is really worth it. But just like all the other Indian foods so far, they would say, hey, it's a bit spicy, it's okay with you, but it always ends up being sweet. For paneer, the cube made of cheese y'all looking at is shockingly similar to the ones I had in India. And the yogurt, sour and sweet, is the perfect in-between break for the thick taste of biryani. Most customers appear to be local Tasmanians, so even though it's a bit different than your typical Indian taste, I actually love it at the end. You know what shocked me the most during the whole video was how the people in the Indian restaurant tend to be the nicest fellas you can come across. And they're always glad that you love their food and culture the way they do. And maybe that's more important than whether the food tastes exactly like in India or not. But it's fair to say that Maze, y'all Aussie fellas, did modify the Indian food after all, but in a good and unique way. Like if y'all lived here but you haven't had any Indian food yet, I think it's totally worth trying out. But that doesn't even matter once y'all know what Americans have been saying on the internet about India. Because in the next video, I'm literally checking out the most terrible things Americans ever say about India. And there's no way you want to click on the video, bro.